So, ayun. Hello na naman po. Welcome to episode 2. Yes, episode 2 na tayo. May pa-episode si Sir. Episode 2 and ako na naman po ang inyong reviewee or reviewer. I am Ron Adam V. Puntoy. And ayun, I am giving out short review sessions. So, wala nang patumpik-tumpik pa. Let's go to our questions. Unang question of the day is this. Aubergine. Yes, aubergine is a type of crop that is commonly known as, ano po yon? A, eggplant ba? B, muskmelon? C, tomato? Or D, papaya? 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Ang tama pong sagot dyan is yon, eggplant. And mostly, yes, ang pangalawa pong or ang papaya is also known as aubergine. You should be familiar with that. And siguro muskmelon or yung melon natin, is tinatawag rin pong cantaloupe. Yun, you should be familiar with that. Tomato, tinatawag rin kamatis. Familiar naman na kayo doon. And papaya is also known as pawpaw. At siguro, well, just a survey, siguro sa karamihan ng mga nanonood is gustong-gusto ng eggplant. May gusto dyan ng eggplant. Well, taas ang kamay, ganun Pero mostly, gusto natin ng eggplant. Sir, why? Bakit kaya? If you are familiar with the substance nicotine, which is found in cigarettes, and cigarettes is made from tobacco, the same substance, yung nicotine na yon, is also present in your papaya or in your eggplant, which is, nicotine is very addictive, and so that's that. Sir, bakit nagka-nicotine yung eggplant? Well, just for you to know, and as for your information, a fun fact, magka-family po ang ating tobacco at ang ating eggplant. Ayun lang naman. Magka-family silang dalawa. From the Solanaceae family. Ayun. Or, Solanaceae family rin po is also known as your nightshade family. Ayun lang naman. Okay. Next subject. Napag-usapan na rin natin yung papaya doon, Well, if you would know, meron po tayong 2 types of crops or flowering crops. Tinatawag nating dioecious and monoecious. Pero I included this because this is a basic thing pero marami pa ring nalilito dito. Ano ba ang dioecious and anong monoecious? Pag sinabi mong dioecious, ano po yon? From its prefix di, meaning dalawa, kailangan mo ng dalawang plant, babae and lalaki, para makabuo ng fruit. And ang common example nito is ang inyong papaya. Ayun po yan, dioecious po ang inyong papaya. A common example nito. Pero hindi naman lahat ng varieties dioecious papaya. Paano yun, sir? Meron po tayong babaeng papaya and meron rin tayong lalaking papaya. Kung lalaking papaya lang ang tinanim mo doon, I doubt po na magkaka-harvest ka. That is that. Die meaning 2, it takes 2 to tango, kailangan mong lalaki and babae. Ayun lang yon. And then, meron rin naman tayong tinatawag na monoecious plant. Well, sige, balik tayo dun sa dioecious. Anong common examples ng dioecious plant? Papaya lang ba? Meron rin po tayong pistachios, yes. Ginkgo tree or the ginkgo biloba. The cannabis plant or yes, cannabis. And also your kiwi fruit or kiwi plant. So, anong sabi nyo? Kiwi. Ayun. Yun lang naman. And then, monoecious naman po tayo. Monoecious is this naman, Monoecious po from its prefix mono, meaning isa, it takes 1 plant lang, para makabuo ng bunga. Bakit, sir? Kasi doon sa plant na yon meron ng lalaking fruit or lalaking flower and meron siyang babaeng flower. Complete, meaning, ayun, complete siya or perfect yung flower niya. Or nandun na yung dalawa. Ayun lang naman. And a common example naman nito is yung inyong corn, ano? Yan, nakikita nyo yan, corn. Yung nasa picture niyan is ito ang tinatawag nating tassel. Yung kinakain naman nating babaeng flower niya is what we call the ear. Ito po yon, ear. Lang naman. Ano pang example ng monoecious plants? Meron kang cucumber, squash, yes, and rice. Naman. Pero sa mga kumakain ng corn dyan, ano, maraming naiirita kasi marami raw buhok-buhok. Pwede ba tayong mag-breed, sir, ng corn na walang buhok-buhok na ganyan? On my opinion lang naman, ano, on my opinion, siguro yes. But then, yung as far as I know, ano, yung buhok-buhok na yon is connected to a single grain. Kaya marami yon kasi yung isang buhok na yon connected siya sa isang grain on which yun po yung nagre-receive ng pollen para ma-fertilize ang inyong grain. Kaya kung titingnan nyo dito sa picture, connected siya sa isang grain. Ayan lang naman. That is monoecious plants. Okay. Moving on to our second question. Lipat ko lang yung camera. Ayan. The pollen grains, well, we're talking about flowers pa rin, ano. But then flower is ano ba? Magandang topic ito. And marami po akong gustong ituro. Pero ito nga, short review session. But then, if you want to learn more about this, ano, paalala lang po, meron po tayong weekend review sessions. Every Sunday, 1 to 4 p.m. Just PM me lang. PM me lang. Ayun. But then, going back to our question, pollen grains can be found in the A, ovary, B, pistil, C, anther, or stigma. Ano kayang tawag sagot dyan? 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Ang tamang sagot diyan po is anther. Anther. Pag sinabi mong ovary, ito yung ovaryo. Pistil naman, pistil or stigma. Pistil naman ito yung buong flowers or babaeng flower, babaeng part ng flower. Pag sinabi mo namang stigma, ito po yun sa babaeng flower, ano, ito yung nagre-receive mismo ng pollen doon. Siya yung nagre-receive ng pollen. Kunyari, ito yung stigma. Siya yung didikitan ng pollen. Ayun lang naman. Yun. Pollen grains can be found in the anther. And yung anther po nyo is yung parang ulo na ganyan. Ay yung kulay yellow. Mostly kulay yellow siya, ano, kasi naglalaman siya ng pollen grains. Pero ano yung parang stalk ng anther nyo? That is called your filament. Naman po. That is called your filament. And then, moving on. Okay. When we are talking about entomopathogens na rin, well, this is an entomopathogens that is commonly known as white muscardine fungus. And mostly, ito po ay ginagamit, ano, sa organic agriculture. Or sa mga inyong IPM strategies or integrated pest management. Ito po ay inyong A, Bevaria bassiana, B, Pyricularia grisea, C, Metarhizium anisoplior, or D, Trichoderma hertzianum. Ano yan kaya? That is Bevaria bassiana. White muscardine fungus is Bevaria bassiana. And ganito po siya mag-work sa insects. Ano, kung makikita nyo naman, white siya. Pero meron rin po tayong sinasabing or meron pa rin po tayong tinatawag na green muscardine fungus. Ano naman ito? Ito po ay ang inyong Metarhizium anisopliae yung C. Green yung Metarhizium anisopliae and white muscardine fungus naman yung Bevaria bassiana. Yung Trichoderma naman is mostly ginagamit po ito as a natural fungicide natural fungicide po, no? If I am right or if I'm informed correctly, on which fungus ito, pero it is a good or beneficial fungus on which pinapatay niya po yung or kinokompetensya niya yung mga bad fungus. Kaya para siyang nagiging anong tawag mo dito? Biological fungicide, parang gano'n. Ayun lang naman. Sir, anong pinagkaiba ng white muscardine fungus sa green muscardine fungus? Yung kulay lang ba nila? Definitely not po, ano. Itong white muscardine fungus nyo po is mostly effective po ito or ginagamit sa ating mga soft-bodied insects, ano, katulad ng inyong white flies, aphids, and mites. Mostly doon po sila ginagamit. And widely, po siya, no? Pwede po siyang gamitin on a wide range of environmental conditions. Pwede po sa cold and pwede rin sa mainit. Ang green muscardine fungus nyo naman po is effective against hard sa mga insects na merong hard exoskeletons. Katulad ng inyong mga grasshoppers, beetles, mga ganun-ganon. And on temperature or sa kung naman po sa environmental side, pwede po siyang gamitin lang sa warm and humid environments. Hindi po kagaya ng white muscardine fungus na pwede po siyang gamitin sa cool or cold environments. Ayun lang naman. And nabanggit ko na rin yung IPM kanina, ano, you should be familiar with that. IPM po, ang sinasabing IPM is hindi ka nagagamit ng pesticide, hindi ganon ang ibig sabihin ng IPM. Ang ibig sabihin ng IPM is this: as much as possible, hindi ka gagamit ng synthetic pesticides, ano, ayun po yun. But then, kung hindi na kaya ng mga cultural management, gagamit po tayo or may option tayong gumamit pa rin ng ganon or ng synthetic pesticides. You should know that. That is IPM. Okay. Ito naman, pag-usapan natin ang golden rice. Golden rice is rich in what vitamin? Anong vitamin nga ba yan? Vitamin A, vitamin D, vitamin E, or vitamin K? And mostly, these are ADEC. Ano? Itong ADEC na to is yung inyong mga fat-soluble vitamins. Ano kaya dyan? 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. The answer is A, vitamin A. On which pampalinaw raw siya ng mata. Ayun lang naman yon. And just a side note, ano, ang vitamin A, D, and E, and K nyo is also known as this. Vitamin A is also known as retinol. Vitamin D is known as calciferol. Vitamin E is known as tocopherol. And vitamin K naman is also known as phylloquinone or menaquinone. Depende sa variety. Or depende sa kung meron sa kasi tinatawag na K1 and K2. Pero I will not delve into that. I will not delve deeper into that. Ano? Okay, pag-usapan natin yung vitamin A. Ayun nga. Well, mostly itong vitamin A is essential for vision. Ano naman, essential for vision and also for immune function. When we are talking about animals na rin, ayun rin. So, pwede rin naman sa atin yun. Kumain tayo ng vitamin A para sa mata. Ayun nga. Para hindi po sipunin. Ayun lang naman. For our immune system na rin. And vitamin D naman, which is also known as your calciferol, it plays a crucial role in calcium and phosphorus absorption sa mga buto-buto po natin to or bones. Ayun naman. And then, well, alam na nyo naman na siguro to, vitamin E is for the skin. Ayun na lang naman. Plays a crucial role in the health and well-being oil. When we are talking about animals, ito rin, nag-act rin to as antioxidants sila, which protects their cells from free radicals or yung mga what do you mean by free radicals? Yung mga nakakapag-oxidize ng kwan. Kaya antioxidant siya, vitamin E. Naman. And vitamin K naman, which is also known as your phylloquinone or menaquinone, is its function is for the clotting of blood or sa blood vessels nyo na rin. Yun lang. Okay. And then moving on to our, I think, last question na to. Umabot pa rin pala ng 15 minutes, no? Medyo hindi nga short. But then that's that. Well, ang tanong naman dito is the most effective wavelength for photoperiodism. Ano nga ba yung photoperiodism? Ay yung nare-receive ng halaman na ay mahaba yung araw ngayon ako mamumunga or ngayon ako magpa-flower. Ay maliit or maikli yung araw, ngayon ako magpa-flower. Ganun yun. Kaya meron nga tayong tinatawag na short day, long day, and day neutral plants. Ayun yun. Yeah, that is photoperiodism. So ano nga ba yung most effective wavelength or color of light for photoperiodism? Ano nga ba yun? A, far red and red light. B, ultraviolet light. C, red and blue light. D, gamma rays. The answer is 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. The answer to that is far red and red light. And let's talk about this. Kung tinanong nyo po or kung ang sabi ng tanong what is the most effective wavelength for photosynthesis, ang sagot po dyan is red and blue light. For photoperiodism naman po, far red and red light. And let's talk about this. Pag sinabi mong anong pinagkaiba sir ng far red and red light, yung far red and red light kasi nagiging kwan rin na to, nagiging signal sa plant sa quality ng light na nare-receive nila. Kung red light, ang quality na nare-receive ng or parang na-sense ng plant na ganito, ay parang red light or red light to Maganda yung quality na yun, ibig sabihin. Anong mangyayari pag maganda yung quality na yun? Yung plant is mag-i-stay lang siya. Ay maganda, okay na ako dito. Pero kapag far red po ang nare-receive niyang light, ibig sabihin it's either nashishidan siya or hindi siya masyadong naaarawan. Anong gagawin ng plant? Ay far red light to Ang gagawin nan is maghahanap po ng araw. Paano siya maghahanap ng araw? Mag-elongate yung kanyang stem. Yes, mag-elongate yung kanyang stem and ninipis. Kaya kung makikita niyo sa mga shaded na plants, mostly is umahaba yung kanilang stem. That is why. Kasi parang sabi niya, ay siguro sabi ng plant, ay nasishidan ako parang may mas mataas sa aking puno. What if para makakuha ko ng mas magandang light, tataas rin ako. Kaya yun, tumataas yung stem niya. Well, that's how I perceive it. But then that's that. For photoperiodism po, far red and red light. Pero for photosynthesis, red and blue light po yung pinaka-effective na wavelength. Yun lang naman. But then ang tanong naman ng karamihan, sir, ano yung mas maganda sa photosynthesis naman? Sabi niyo mo red and blue. Pero mas maganda dun sa dalawa. Well, for me, mas maganda po yung kulay blue, Kasi kulay blue or yung blue light po is mas mataas ang energy content as compared to your red light. Ayun lang naman, And so with that, that ends our, short session na naman. And ayun po, kung sino man po ang kung sino man ang interested sa pag-join sa aking weekend review sessions, sa Sunday na po ito, 1 to 4 p.m. The slots are available po for 50 pesos only. And with this ilang oras to, 1 to 4 p.m. on which I would share my knowledge on mostly crop science because that is my field of specialization, and other areas na rin. Matatopic naman natin yan. So, yan lang naman. See you na naman siguro bukas. Ayan. Bye-bye. Bye-bye ulit.